బంగారు నగలు తాకట్టు పెట్టబోతున్నారా? వద్దు. తక్కువ డబ్బులు ఎక్కువ వడ్డీ ఎందుకు? సింపుల్గా శ్రీ స్టార్ గోల్డ్ కంపెనీకి రండి. జర్మన్ టెక్నాలజీ, ప్యూరిటీ చెక్, బెస్ట్ ఆన్లైన్ రేట్లో అమ్మి 2 minutesలో క్యాష్ని ఇంటికి తీసుకువెళ్ళండి. ప్రశాంతంగా ఉండండి. కాల్ 6366 333 444.
Thank you all, Aisha ji, Imran ji, and everyone, and all the audiences who are gathered here to experience what I'm going to share with you all. Just before I start, I just want to introduce myself very briefly. I am Dr. Rashida. I was trained as a medical doctor. I did my MBBS in Guntur Medical College, practiced medicine in Hyderabad. I did my internship in Hyderabad Osmania Hospital and practiced, and then we moved to Dubai. I worked in Dubai for 17 years in a hospital, and when I was there, I was accidentally introduced to a program called Touch by Health Kinesiology, which changed my life, my life path. And I practiced both Western medicine and Touch by Health Kinesiology for a few years. And now for the past 15 years, I'm practicing only the energy work, which I started with Touch by Health Kinesiology, brain gym, epigenetic healing, and all the other modalities. Almost about 30 modalities, energy-based modalities I practice. And I call them all together collectively bioenergetic balancing. So as the name implies, the energy is like, it's one of the most fastest growing and most interesting developments. When I say interesting, it is interesting to me, so let me see if it is going to be interesting to you all. Okay? And by attaining wellness by accessing and connecting the energy flows of the body, which are in turn associated with 3 dimensions of our body: the physical body, mental, emotional body, and our biochemistry. How many of you believe that all of them are together? Yeah. So most of the times what happens, if you have a pain or something, you go to an orthopedic surgeon. Obviously he sees only the orthopedic part of it. And if you have a psychological problem, you may see a psychologist or a psychiatrist or somebody. And if you have any issues with the digestion or something, you go to a gastroenterologist or general physician, and he sees only those particular areas. But they are not actually, they don't happen alone. They happen with everything together. So that's what we are going to see today. So it is like it integrates the holistic idea of the energy flows. So do you know any ancient energy sciences? Chinese meridian system? Anyone knows about Chinese acupuncture, acupressure? And then have you heard of chakra system? Yeah. Have you heard of figure 8s, the Tibetan energy system? Yeah. Yeah. So there are so many 9 different known energy systems so far. There may be many more in the body. They are all in our body. So here, what we do is taking the energy systems from the ancient times and then clubbing them with the recent or the Western medical model. So the corrections are all reflex corrections, which are called the Chapman's reflex, Bennett's reflex, spinal reflex, and so on. So we are actually bringing West and East together to get the best out of it. Telugu maatladamante cheppandi eppadaina cheptu untaru. So ikkada manam what are we doing? This is basically, we are very unique in doing this. It is client centered. Like when we are actually working on as a medical doctor, when people came to me, I have the knowledge of the body, mind, and biochemistry, and I have the wisdom to decide what to do for this person. If someone came with some arthritis or something, I know what medicine to give. So it is my decision. It's not the client's decision. But here, it is the client's decision. The person who's actually taking the session will actually be deciding. So isn't it strange? It is strange, right? So you may be thinking, you did all the studies and call it autism, we can call it neurodiversity, we call it special. Whatever name we give, it doesn't matter. What is there in the system is known only to them, not to their conscious mind. Do you know the percentage of conscious mind versus subconscious mind? In a 100% mind, how much is the conscious mind? Any guesses? 30%. And 70% is subconscious, right? But in fact, it is 5 to 7% conscious mind. Subconscious is 93 to 95%. So if we can access the subconscious, tap into it, and the subconscious has got the knowledge of what's happening in us. So what if we can access that and get the information out of it? And the subconscious wisdom actually guides us to find out what is going wrong. And actually speaking, we don't even know why it is going wrong. I'm not telling that we find the root cause of it. Who needs the root cause? Someone is drowning. Do you want to know why he is drowning? What is the root cause of the drowning? No. You want the person to come out of it. You want to save the person. So here what we do is the corrections. What is happening? Where is wrong? Where is it wrong? And how to correct it. That's what we are going to do with this. So when I'm saying, it's unique and taking the person's knowledge or wisdom into consideration. So I need a volunteer who never spoke with me before, so that people don't think I fixed something outside and come and show it. So I want someone who never experienced this kind of experience. Anybody? Yeah. Come. Okay, so when you have some problem in the body, if it is bone related, we take X-rays, we take MRIs and CT scan and all that. And if it is something to do with the biochemistry, we take blood tests and urine tests and those kind of tests. So now for energy, there should be something that is representing the body. So here, what we do is we work on the muscles. So muscles indicate the energy flows of the body. Now can you stand straight like that, don't move. And now I'm going to push your hand, don't let me push. Hold it really strong. Let me see if you're strong. I'll push it. Come on. Oh my God, this is so good. Okay, so now the muscle that is holding is called the pectoral muscle, and it is strong. Okay? And the energy flows associated with that muscle are flowing smoothly. Now, what if, 1 minute, let me check. Hold it really strong, don't let me push. Hold it really strong. Strong, come on, strong. Okay, let it go. So what I did is just for demonstration, I interfered with that energy. And you all saw the difference. Now I'm going to correct it. And let us see. Hold it really strong. Now let me see your strength. Come on. Now it is stronger, right? Thank you. Yeah, of course, yes. So this is how we make assessment of energy flows of the body, which are associated with almost all the muscles of the body. But basically 42 pairs of muscles we check and make the assessment, and the corrections are very, very simple. You have seen, it's very subtle. I just did this and it reinstated. The energy flows are reinstated. Now, what can we do? And we don't diagnose or we don't treat the diagnosed conditions. So people may say, okay, I have arthritis. It is a diagnosed condition. Are you going to treat? No treatment. The energy flows that are disturbed because of your arthritis, I make an assessment of it, and there are some blocks because of excess energy or there is some kind of depleted energy in certain energy channels. So we just check them and correct them with very simple, subtle corrections. Just a little bit of rubbing here for 20 seconds, holding certain points on the head for about 30 seconds, and retest. And then the muscle shows that it is reinstated. So once we do that, all of them, at the end of it, the person actually experiences relief almost immediately. Maybe 10%, 20%, I have no clue. Depends on each individual. So that's what is going to, that's how we are going to work. Now coming to, but not the condition. We are ready, but before I go there, I have one question. How many of you experienced, you're working and suddenly you see, oh, why is it, hurting? It looks like I hurt it yesterday, there's a small cut. Maybe while I was cutting, I cut my finger. But you didn't even realize that you cut it. But the next day, you see that there is a line. The line indicates that there must have been some oozing, some kind of either blood or some kind of serous fluid or something. But it healed. Who healed it? Our innate healing mechanism. So here we don't treat any diagnosed condition. We give you access by correcting these to heal yourself. So I am not a healer. You are the healers for your own body. We are just facilitating that healing. Now, services offered are many more. You can always go and check, the website and all. I don't want to go on to the details of all these. You can just scan quickly. If you have super learning scanning techniques, just do it right now. I'm going to the next page, next slide. Because I want you all to experience what I'm talking about. So I want someone here who's having some pain in this moment, who can come and experience how this helps. Because pain is something in the moment you can actually experience and tell, this is what I'm feeling different. These slides I'm going to talk about later. There's an exclusive time, Aisha there is an exclusive time for this, right? So I'm going to keep these for later. But before that, let me invite a few people who want to experience what it is all about. Who is having pain right now? Any injury, pain? I saw someone limp sometime back. Yes, please. Come. Yes, and you, and then, and you guys, I saw someone limp people there, and yeah.
I went for a tournament yesterday and was in badminton and I was playing.
Right now? Right now it's paining. Where is it paining? Both the thighs or what? Both thighs are paining right now. And on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being extremely painful, 0 being absolutely no pain, you'll be jumping from here. So how much is it in this moment?
I was taking 8.5.
8.5. She's too very, very, very specific. That's very good. I like people who are very clear with what they are having. I'm going to muscle test. You all can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to test a muscle. Hold your arm. Don't let me push. Hold it really strong. Okay. Now I'm just going to check if your system is answering or not. Hold your arm really strong. Are you able to hold it? No. Okay. So I'm working on the spindle cell of the muscle. Now hold it really strong. What? That's what she's saying. How did it change? Now when I'm working on the spindle cell and testing, hold. And now I'm correcting the energy flows of the spindles. Now hold. So you see the expression. Okay, so now the system is answering. I just checked if it is working, answering to me or not, or responding or not. Now I'm going to check because it is both the thigh muscles. There is one specific energy channel. They are associated with quadriceps muscle. Both the quads are paining. So I'm just going to check that. Okay, hold your arm. Let's let me push. I'm going to check some points. Hold it. And I'm going to check some points. When it goes down, you let me know. time meridian. Yeah, sorry, I need both my hands.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, the quadriceps muscles are associated with the small intestine meridian. Relax. The small intestine meridian, and I checked, and the energy flow in the small intestine meridian is slightly disturbed. So when I was testing that, she actually indicated that it is, yes, it is showing. It's called unlocking. It unlocked. So what I'm going to do is ask her, there is a specific correction, as I said, reflex correction, Chapman's reflex. So we're going to use that and see if that is, or maybe, you know what, let me check. Oh yeah, don't let me go. Yeah, that's better, yeah. So what I want you to do is just rub like this under the rib cage.
Yes.
She's just rubbing. She's rubbing under the rib cage. That is called the Chapman's reflex or neurolymphatic reflex. Is this good?
Yes.
Or is this better? Yeah. Okay, so keep doing a little more. I'm going to do the back neurolymphatics when she's doing the front. So it is like rubbing those points. Ideally 20 seconds, because I'm going on talking so much that she's ended up rubbing for 2 minutes. Okay, so now your pain in the thighs. 0 to 10. Thank you. 5.5. 8.5 to 5.5. You know the percentage of the maths guy here or maths person? 8.5 to 5.5 is 40% improvement. Thank you so much. Who's the other person? Somebody was sitting there who wants to come. Yes, please come. By the time I finish this talk, I'm going to grow a little taller because I'm just stretching myself. Reach. Oh, no, it's okay. I can be taller. I'll be happy to be taller. Okay, sir. Yes.
I have a problem with my meniscus. So I felt up. So I have a problem in my meniscus. Meniscus is the portion which connects your knees to the rest of the body.
And what happened and how much is the pain right now?
So I'm going through physiotherapy now. I had medicine if I get problem. So currently I would say it is around 7.
Okay, 7 doing what? Like standing
No,
like
I
this?
cannot sit on my knees. I can sit on my toes. But I can't hold my legs. So the moment I hold my legs, it starts paining.
And then turn that side. Just a little sideways so that people can see how much you can bend right now without pain. How much can you bend without pain?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. So he's able to bend only so much without pain. So when you did that, there was no pain.
Currently,
No, when you bent it.
yeah, there's slight pain.
How much pain was there when you did
On
that?
a scale of 1 to 10, I would say around 7.
Around 7 when he actually bent it this much. Okay? It's less than 90 degrees, maybe around 70 degrees. Yeah, because he actually pulled it forward, but the knee was about 70 degrees. Okay. So let me see what I can do. Okay, I'm going to do something called neuromuscular reset. It's not actually. presentation, when I first learned it and did like this, a lady came with low back pain and the pain disappeared. Then she asked me, I said, I don't know. You may have the pain tomorrow morning. I have no clue. You're 65 years old. You know, I was around 35 or 40 around that time. So 65 according to me was very old at that time. Now being 67, I don't think it is. Now 4 years later, the lady calls and says, the pain came back, can I come to you? Oh my God. But again, each individual is different. So let's hope that it stays for him. Yeah? And that is comes from the brainstem. Whatever the five senses are, trying to send information goes to that. It is important for swallowing. Some children have issues with swallowing too. Then startle response. You see that they quickly close their ears or close their eyes, mostly ears. And then autonomic nervous system, that's sweating, blood pressure, digestion, temperature. They have issues with digestion, gut issues. And then level of alertness. They're not very alert. If they're crossing the street, they're not alert. You need to be careful. You have to be alert for them. And then vestibular function, sense of balance. Sometimes sense of balance also can be interfered with. This all is done by the brainstem. And then there is a part called reticular activating system that is within the brainstem, and that is the brain's ignition system. So this particular one, it works with the cognitive functions. It is like survival instincts. There could be poor survival instincts or too much of survival instincts. So, then sleep-wake transitions. Some children may have some sleep-wake transitions and habituation. If they easily get habituated, then once they get habituated, it's very difficult to take them out of it. And then motor control issues, gross motor control, and even fine motor control. They have sometimes those problems. And then balance, posture, and tone, all of them are under motor control. And then focusing ability also is very low. And then prioritizing information. Which one is first? That is very difficult. So all of them come from the reticular activating system. This is actually the filtering system. When the information is going through the reticular activating system, the sensory information, now you are very focused on what I am talking. Okay? Your reticular activating system is so perfectly balanced according to your need right now. And you really don't care what those people are making noise about or anything outside honks or nothing. That happens because of the filtering system in the reticular activating system. So now the next one. Okay. Cerebellum. Cerebellum is actually, if you see them, they are all only here. This part and this part. There is nothing to do with this area. The cerebellum is the one, something to do with the cognitive functions, survival instincts, sorry. Okay, yeah. And this is the treasure at the bottom of the brain. Treasure. Because any information that goes to the brain has to come back to cerebellum for action. What is the use of processing anything if there is no action? The action is important. You know that your children know everything. They understand completely. There is the action. You are looking for action. That is also appropriate action. Right? So, the action part is cerebellum. So, cerebellum is something that, receives information from the sensory systems, the spinal cord, and other parts of the brain. So, all of that. And then, it coordinates voluntary movements like prostrates, mainly for motor control. The actions come from motor. Whether you want to speak, whether you want to do something, turn your head, ride, throw a ball, or run, or kick a ball, whatever that is. All of them are done by the cerebellum. So the actions according to what you are thinking, that is done by the cerebellum. And it actually, coordination, speech and all of that. and then it contains more nerve cells, neurons, than the rest of the brain together. Just the cerebellum has got so many neurons in it. So if you know how to access that, then you actually can access much more. And then it is the most rapidly acting part of the brain. And it receives enormous amount of information from the highest levels of the brain. Okay? So the higher part of the brain is hemispheres and the frontal lobe. Frontal lobe is the one which is the executive brain. Like things about theory, organizers, planning and all that. So it does so much of other activities. So here, what I'm trying to tell you, is working on integrating the brain comes later. Because the information has to go from the brain stem into the midbrain and then the hemispheres. Okay? So now here, I'm just going back into the issues. I highlighted a few of them so that I want to give you some tips for these. So when the children are hyperactive, obviously you want to help them. There is a need for them for this hyperactivity. So hyperactivity comes when there is a lot of energy. Where does the energy come from? The energy is held in mitochondria in the cell. So the mitochondria has to release gradually and there is no gradual stuff done. And now before we go ahead into that, whenever there is a response that is fight or flight, because they go into survival very quickly, there is some kind of safety issue. They don't feel safe and secure. So what happens when you don't feel safe or secure? There is something called tendon guard reflex. So the tendon in the ankle, that is Achilles tendon, tightens. Why does it tighten? If you want to run, you need to have tight ankles, or if you want to fight, you need to be standing strong on the ground. So you need to have strength. So whenever there is a fight or flight response, the tendon guard reflex actually kicks in. So when the tendon guard reflex kicks in, there is all these muscles, the calf muscles, the back of the thigh and spine, all of them become tight. If something is tightening this side and it is actually reaching up to the neck, then everything is tightened behind. So what would be the posture of the person? Obviously, the head has to be back because these are all tight. But you don't see them. They are micro movements. So what we do, what happens after that? If your head is trying to go up, there is another reflex called oculomotor reflex. Oculomotor reflex says, hey, no, you can't do that. You can't walk, you have to see forward. So you need to bring it forward. So this and this. Who is coming in between, who is suffering between this action and this action is temporomandibular joint. The children grinding. They have grinding issues, they have chewing issues. So, and if you were there at the presentations yesterday, the speech therapist was talking about the most important part for speech is not tongue. It is temporomandibular joint. So, because of the tendon guard, this is the process complete. So, the tendon guard reflex, it's called, in mapping is called response. Because of the response, they have the joint issues, temporomandibular joint issues. So, there is a simple technique to do the tendon guard release. So, very simple. I want someone to, does anyone have a toy or something? Doll, soft doll or something? Otherwise, can I have a doll here? Your daughter. Come, you want the mic? Do you want the mic? Come here.
Okay, you cannot return her.
No problem. Make it. Okay, you want the mic? Okay, you need to listen to me, okay? Okay, Sarena? Okay. Okay. So now the baby is lying down. Okay. Okay, when the baby is lying down, what you need to do is lying flat. Sorry. Okay, set up. Yeah. Yeah. When the baby is lying down like this, okay. Lying down like this, you need to touch the tendon with both the hands. Okay? So you'll be touching like this. No pressure, nothing. Just comfortably touching. Watch page. Okay. So very simple. You can do it when the child is sleeping. The child doesn't have to be awake for that. So just touch those, and then every day before when they are going to sleep, you hold it for a minute or something, and eventually you will start seeing that the person calms down much easily. So this is tendon guard release technique.
Irrespective of age, like I can do for a 15-year-old.
Any age. If your husband is very cranky, you can do that. Yeah. Sorry, I am the men who was the years. Yeah, men can be, a bit different. Okay. So, sorry, I didn't mean
No,
to.
that's
Okay. So that is one thing. The other one for hyperactive thing is when they are actually very hyperactive and cannot control themselves. That means their sympathetic response is too high. You need to activate the parasympathetic response. So what is the parasympathetic nervous system does is calms the system. So there is something called waking up. So I'm going to show you. So cross your legs. You can do for your children. If the child can do it, that's fine. But don't ask the child to do it at all. Let them watch you. If they don't want to watch, also is fine. You believe that you are doing, or the child is doing. Imagine that the child is doing. So cross your legs. You don't have to stand. You can sit and do it. And cross. Keep your arms outside, and then cross and lock it. No, palms out. No, because palms like this. No, don't cross. Now palms out. Palms out. Yeah, bring them closer and cross. Yeah, and then now twist them in and hold while you're holding your tongue to the palate. You can close your mouth and breathe in and out about 3 to 5 times. And then stretch, and then switch to the other side, and legs push left, and keep on like this. Yeah. And then cross. Yeah. And then hold for the count of for 5 breaths. And then now lock and bring all the fingertips together and breathe in and out a few times again with the tongue touching the back. So this is really very good. Sometimes you don't even need to do changing and all. Just sit in that position for some time and just watch the child, and child slowly calms down. Okay, so that is for the hyperactive. And then the next one is the rigid routines. Okay, so they have rigid routines. So what they need is flexibility. And this is actually an exercise for everybody, not just for the children's rigid routines. Flexibility. How nowadays everyone is rigid in their own thinking. Very difficult to accept the other person's point of view. I'm right, or sometimes I'm the only one who is right. So this is another problem for everyone. So if you want to see how far you can bend,
hello, hello.
Stand up and
Hello, 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 hello.
no bending your knees, no pushing yourself. We are not going to
మేడం పెట్టారా మేడం పెట్టాను
అచ్చా ఓకే
మైక్ ఒకసారి వస్తుంది పోతుంది
ఇది దీంతో వస్తుంది కదా
దీనికి అనుగుతాను
హలో
ఇట్లా అనుగుతి పెట్టండి
ఓకే ఓకే సో ఇక్కడ టీషర్ట్కే కదా మ్యామ్ there's a cordless mic if you want to wear it on your
better.
just try it and see, you know. I mean, he just gave it to me. Just put it on your just you have to press it here.
ఓ థ్యాంక్ యూ హలో
Is it
హలో
వినిపిస్తుందా?
ఎవరికి మీకు వినిపిస్తుందా అందరికి వినిపించట్లేదు కెమెరా కోసమా ఓకే ఓకే సారీ ఓకే ఓకే so now what I want you to do is keep one hand on the belly button and with the other two, like one thumb and two fingers, rub under the collarbone, like closer to the center, the breastbone. Just rub with one hand on the belly button. Rub nicely. Don't be too gentle with yourselves. Just only the upper one. The hand on the belly button doesn't have to move. It can just stay there. The hand on the belly button can stay there. And rub for about 20 seconds. And then keep the hand on the belly button and take these two fingers, one above the upper lip and one below the lower lip. Rub them. For about 20 seconds. And then the last one, keep the hand on the belly button. This is very, children actually like this. Rub your tailbone. Children love it, you know. I used to have a little boy who used to come and he would say, please rub. I say, no, you need to rub rub it yourself. Okay. Oh, okay. So now ideally you need to change hands and do the three on the other side, but doesn't matter. I want you to bend forward and see how far you can bend now. Yeah. How many of you saw that, you know, found that difference? Yeah. So imagine that you have to stretch so much. You will have to do this, you know, stretching for at least 1 week or 10 days to be able to reach there. What you did in 1 minute, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 1 minute, you are flexible. This is for flexibility. And this is very good when if you do it in the morning as a routine. Do this every morning for yourselves, for your children. Because, you know, like when we cannot handle the children, we become more rigid. Because you feel, you know, you're being very flexible and, you know, I can't be, you know, like I have to be in my shell. So that is very hard. You know, standing here and telling you not to be, you know, rigid is very easy. But it's not easy. But this is, you know, it helps your energies. Okay?
Actually worked like a magic. I was not able to. Now I can touch my toes after that.
Okay, magic. I hear this many times. What is magic? Until you don't know what is behind it is magic. But when once you know what is behind it, it will become a technique. So what you learnt right now is a technique which worked like magic for you. Yeah. And now lack of motivation. And lack of motivation is mainly because of right and left brain integration. I'll just show you how it is done. You might have seen it. It's called cross crawls in brain gym. It's like, you know, when we are walking, you don't walk with the same leg and same hand together. You go with the opposite arm and leg, right? That is the normal way of. So cross crawls are like when you want to move your right arm forward, your left brain is firing the movement. And at the same time you are taking the left leg forward, your right brain firing. So when you are actually doing this together, you are making both the brains work together. So there is a technique, there is a particular movement called cross crawls. So you do this, and especially, how many of you are feeling very dull right now? Anybody sleepy? No? You feel sleepy? Very good. This is what I need. Someone falls when they're coming to the work, So I want someone to feel it.
Thank you so much.